Hi everybody, we just make a short check if everything works as it should work. Let us check if you can see me, if you can hear me well, if everything works so far okay. From Silva, first comment, hello Silva, nice to have you here. Hi, there's some people coming. That's perfect. I greet you. I'm so happy to have you right now here at this moment. And we are making it already for the third time. So it's the third time that I have a possibility to talk to you personally. And that's really absolutely amazing. And the first time I enjoyed so much, and there were so many of you there, and we had so many questions, and it was a little bit difficult to answer all of them. But I think today we will have also quite a nice program. And you know already how it works. You can write me all your comments, you can write me your questions that you would like to know, or something that you always wanted to ask me, and I will be really happy to be able to answer you. I would like, until you sort your thing and until you write me your questions, I would like to start with one question that I've got today from one of my patrons on patreon.com. It was Chris Tiran. I don't know exactly if you are here at the moment or if you will come a little bit later, but I just would like to start with your question. Chris, you have asked me, I have never received formal instruction because I live in a rural area. How can I rate my playing? It's quite a good question. Because really, if you have never got any teacher or somebody who have listened to you, and if you have never seen what is really good, what is bad, what is right, what is maybe less right, so it could be probably quite difficult to rate and to see objectively how far you are at the moment. But what I could recommend you, if you really want to know and if you really want to sort out how far you are at the moment and what you can probably improve. So first of all, we have internet and we have YouTube, and there are many tutorials, there are many lessons, there are many tips and tricks there. And for example, if you play any special piece, you can find it on YouTube and you can check if the version that is on YouTube is somehow better, or maybe not better, or maybe worse than yours. So you can find more or less what you do better, what not. Another possibility is, of course, to record yourself or to make any audio recording. It could be very simple, just with mobile phone, or you can do it also with webcam, just if you have it for Skype, to make some recording and to listen to it from the side, so you can get a better impression how you play. And of course, if you are interested in this topic and if you really want to know what works well by you and what you need to improve, of course, it would be very helpful if you could get any opinion from a side, from any professional, from any teacher. And there are some possibilities. If you say in your area there are not so many teachers and you don't have any possibility to find one, once again, internet and Skype. There is also many offers of Skype lessons, and if you're interested, I also make Skype lessons, and if you're interested, you can just send me a message and we can make an appointment, so you will get some feedback. But anyway, that's good to ask to yourself how far I am, what I can, what I cannot, and to be able to improve it. Okay, let's take a look for your questions from Tony Deckman. Hi, how can I improve burying the strings? That's the good question. Let us first make clear, just for myself, when you say burying the strings, do you mean how to play bar? How to play barre? Is it the thing that you would like to know? If yes, if it's about barre. There are many different tricks and techniques. In general, there are some points that you need to take care of. If you are talking about barre, then it's about holding your finger as straight as possible and being able to put it as close as possible to the fret. Of course, another point is that you need to be able to control your pressure very well, or adapt your pressure very well when you're doing bars. So if you play, for example, the sixth string, so you get pressure a little bit more here, and if you need to play first string, you put a little bit more pressure there. Of course, there are some quite good exercises for barre technique, and it's actually the technique that you need to know. It needs time because it's the question of power and endurance of muscles. And as in each sport, you cannot expect that tomorrow you will be perfect sportsman. Our muscles need time. So it could be weeks, it could be months. So a more important thing is that you just continue doing it. About barre, I have already recorded one of the Ask Tatyana episodes that I dedicated to this topic, and it will come in the next few months. It will come out, and I showed there also some exercises, how you can improve this technique, what you need to take care of, and what are the special tricks, so you can take a look there, and I hope it will be very helpful. Okay, another one from Basim. I have not changed the strings for 6 months. Is this a problem? If this is a problem, it depends. It depends on point of view. If they are still on your guitar, if they are not damaged completely, then it's probably not a problem, because you can still play your guitar. But actually, the question how often we need to change the strings, it's very, it could be a very personal question. Why? Because it depends a lot on how long you play, how often you practice, how long are your practicing sessions. If you are practicing, for example, each day several hours, then probably the best idea would be if you would change your strings at least once a month. So once 3 or 4 weeks. So it's good optimal period of time. If you don't practice each day, if you don't practice for many hours each day, then it could be enough to change the strings once 2 months or something like that. If you play just once in half of the year, there is no problem that you have the strings for 6 months. Okay, some other question. I see there are really some of their questions about barre. And it will be really good and very suitable when we will open the barre episode of Ask Tatyana very soon, so that you will get really all the information you need to have and everything what you need really to improve. We will make it, maybe not this month, but I hope that in December we'll try to make this episode ready, and then you will get the information before Christmas. Question From Mark. Can you please speak about the importance and benefits of good posture when playing classical guitar? Yes, I can, of course, Mark. And it's a really good question. It's a very important question because how we sit, which posture we have in the moment when you play, is really important. Maybe you're quite surprised because you think actually we just need to play good and how we sit, it doesn't matter, but it matters. Why? Because our posture makes a great influence on, first of all, of our well-being, on the possibility or ability of our muscles to work well, to work without any unnecessary tensions. For example, if you sit and your right shoulder is already very high, what does it mean? You have here in the neck a lot of tension. And at one point, first of all, your muscles are busy the whole time just to hold your shoulder instead of being relaxed and send all the power to the fingers, first of all. Secondly, if it continues for a long time, you can notice that you get pain in your back and your neck and your shoulder, that you're not able to sit for a long time, and that you are more busy with this pain as with your real playing. So the right posture is really very, very important, and I recommend, if when you play and when you take the guitar, you need to be able to sit as natural and as relaxed as possible, so your both shoulders will be on the same level, not like this, not like that, probably also not like that. So you can keep them both calm, and your both feet should stay on the floor. They should be absolutely relaxed. You don't need to have any tension at all. And in this position, you will be able to work, to play as ergonomic as possible. What does it mean? You will be able to play for a longer time. You will be able to practice more effectively. It's just about the general posture. Then, of course, we have right and left hand. And there we also need to take a look that we don't have some crazy angles like this or like that. Many people like to play like that. It is something that is really, really not good. And after a while, if you are lucky, you just will not get better. If you are not so lucky, you will get some muscles problems. You will have some pain here in the hand, maybe there, and it could be really dangerous. It can cost you even guitar playing, so I wouldn't recommend to risk about it. So the general rule, take care that you don't have any unnecessary tensions, and each angles that you have here or there are as ergonomical, as natural as possible. Yeah, no extreme positions. Let's take a look for some other question. To Chris Tiran, I have answered your question first. Probably you have connected a little bit later. So when we will finish live, Tatyana, and you will see a recording, you can take a look just in the first minutes, and there you will get your answer. From Richard. Hello, Tatyana. Saludos desde Castellón, Valencia. What kind of strings do you prefer, high or medium tension? Personally, I prefer normal tension, medium tension. Why? Because for my ears, for my taste, they sound more warm, they sound more natural. They have enough power, but they could produce still very soft and pleasant sound. High tension, I don't like so much because I'm not such a strong person. So for me, high tension strings needs more power, and I don't have so much endurance. So I have the feeling that I always need to fight against any tension that in the strings, and it's not so pleasant. We don't need to fight. We need to play, to enjoy. And so my personal preference is medium string, medium tension string. There's also another question from Gabriel, also about strings. Do you train with the harder strings guitar for strings left fingers, or with your current concert guitar? No, I don't do, because probably it would be good, but I need to say I hate to change strings. I really don't like to do it. I don't like this process. For me, it's just a little bit like a waste of time. And I know there are many people who are very who like experiments and who try all different kinds of strings, and they're really excited about it. I don't like it. It just takes me over from my practicing, from my playing, from my other goals. So it's changing the strings for me is more like necessity and not really joy or something special. So I try to avoid the very often change of string as long as possible. Of course, it doesn't work. But for practicing, I don't use it. If I want to work on strength of the fingers, you wrote about left hand. I'm not sure that it should be such a great benefit if you use the harder strings for training your left hand. For right hand, I can imagine that it works better. Left hand, I'm not sure. But if I like to train strength in my right hand, I have much more interesting exercises that I can do, something like working with accents or playing with different dynamic, playing louder or change loud quiet. All these things help to improve the strength in the right hand, and so for this case I don't need to do something what I hate, to change the strings. One question from Andreas in German. Wann können wir dich wiedersehen und wieder hören? Lieber Andi, es ist wirklich eine sehr lange Zeit her, als wir uns letztens gesehen haben. Das ist echt furchtbar lang, und wir vermissen euch natürlich sehr, und wir würden uns sehr freuen, wenn wir irgendwann mal bald wieder in der Gegend sind und wenn wir euch sehen und umarmen können. Das wäre richtig toll. Jetzt leider gibt es keinen konkreten Termin. Also wir haben wieder Aufnahmen machen wir jetzt selber von der CD, und ansonsten Konzerte in der Gegend gibt es erstmal keine. Vielleicht kommen sie, und wenn sie kommen, das wird ganz toll, euch wiederzusehen. Also wir würden uns sehr freuen. Ansonsten, wenn ihr in der Gegend seid, ihr seid natürlich ganz herzlich eingeladen. Ihr wisst es. Ja? Okay. One question from Leif. Hi Tatyana, what can I do to get calmer when I play and someone is listening? My fingers are shaking all the time. That is a great question. Let's make some kind of, let's create a group. Everybody who feels shaky when he or she plays for somebody, just make thumb up in the comment section, so we can see how many of you are there. I think there are really many. So Leif, you are absolutely not alone, and I I know so many people who are really nervous playing for somebody, and I think I don't know anybody who is not nervous. So, it's normal. Unfortunately, it's okay. Unfortunately, it belongs to the whole process. What can you do? First of all, that's good to understand why exactly you are shaking, because there could be several reasons. If you are just shaky because you just feel not comfortable, or you are nervous because you want to play especially good because somebody is listening to you, or you would like to show somebody that you can play good, so you want to prove something, or you are shaking because you are afraid not to fulfill any expectations, or you are shaky because you have practiced not so well and you feel not so comfortable, and you're not sure if it will work. So there are many different reasons, and of course you can do something against each of these reasons. But I'm also very nervous when I'm playing. Sometimes it's really a big nervosity, sometimes it's a little bit more less, but it's always there, it belongs. So what can we do? I think for myself, I have some kind of formula, something like when I know when I'm doing it, I can reduce my nervosity. It will not be completely disappeared, but it will be less. And I know I need to prepare myself really good. What does it mean? I need to practice very concrete, and I need to work on my memory, and I need to work on my technique, and I need to know exactly what happens in each piece, so I feel sure. And when I go to play for somebody, I know I have done everything what I could. So now it doesn't matter what happens. I did my homework, and now I'm just here, right there. And let's see what happens. One thing, good preparation, good practicing. And another thing, what could maybe help, if you're not going to any guitar competition or something like that, if you're just playing a concert or you play for your family or friends, you need to know that these people are coming to listen to you because they want to enjoy. They want to enjoy the music. They want to enjoy your playing. They are not interested in how many mistakes you will do or how many mistakes you did. They don't really care about them. All these mistakes, they are in our head and we are very busy with them. But usually people in the audience, they are not interesting. And if you're perfect or if you're not perfect, if you play like a machine with everything right, or if you make some mistakes, it's something, absolutely what doesn't matter. What matters is your message, what you tell with your music, which story you would like to share with the audience, what will you give to your audience, which emotions. And that is what is important. That is what they are looking for. And believe me, they don't count how many mistakes you did. Okay, let's take a look for other questions. There is a question from Gabriel. What is the most frustrating thing about playing the guitar for you? Most frustrating? Sometimes it's really frustrating to see how not big our audience really is. If that is probably one of the most frustrating things, when you know how much work you put in what you do, in what all your colleagues are doing, in playing this wonderful instrument and what kind of great music you can create, and then to see that the guitar or classical guitar is not so popular in the general sense, and that at symphony orchestra concerts you will full very easy with 1,000 people, then classical guitar could only dream about this amount of audience. That is something that made me really frustrating, because I think guitar is not less good than violin or piano, something like that. You can probably even cannot compare guitar with other instruments, but I think the place that guitar takes nowadays is unfortunately not so good as it could be. And that makes me feel a little bit more sad, and I try to do everything to break out of it, and to make the audience get bigger, and to give the possibility that this instrument gets what it deserves, actually. Yeah. There is a question from Stefan Martin. I play another instrument, but I think you can help me. For sure. Why not? I can only practice for 15 minutes at a time. How can I use my time wisely? That's a good question. That's good that you know exactly how much time you have. That's very important. It's already the first step. Then you need to answer yourself what you need, which goals do you have? Which goals do you have for the next day or for the next few days? Which goals do you have for next week or for next month? Why is it important? There is different ways of practicing. If you, for example, know in 1 month I need to play a concert, or if you know in 3 days I have my lesson and I need to be prepared for the lesson, or if you just know, okay, I have my own goals, I would like to improve myself, but you don't have these deadlines like concert or lesson or competition or whatever. So first, answer to yourself what you want to achieve and in which time. And then you can take a look. If you, for example, would like to improve your technique and you have only 15 minutes, no? But you also want to learn some pieces, you can set it, for example, like 5 minutes or something like that. You're working on technique, you're making exercises, and you do really special exercises to improve your technique. And then, for example, next 5 minutes you're working on a current piece that is more or less ready, but you just, for example, need to repeat it. And other 5 minutes you are doing something new. For example, you read scores, or you try to find another piece, something like that. So it depends very much on your goals. As soon as you will know exactly what I need to achieve when, it will help you to understand which blocks you use in a practicing session. And then you will see if it's, for example, the preparation for the concert, that maybe from 15 minutes, 10 or 12 minutes, you need to make preparation for the concert, and 3 or 5 minutes just for exercises. If you don't have any concerts, if you just practice for yourself and your teacher says, oh, Stephen, you need to improve your technique, then probably it would make sense to make 10 or 12 minutes exercises or special technique things, and then 3-5 minutes for the pieces. No? It depends a lot on your goals, and as soon as you answer to yourself, you will know exactly what you need to do. Okay, the next one. From Amanda. I play classical guitar, but I have a small hand, so I have a lot of difficulties to play, for example, one November day. What do I do? That's a good question, Amanda. I must be honest, I'm also very often thinking about having bigger hands. It would be perfect. I can remember me at my lessons during my study in Weimar, and when a professor showed me some parts of the piece, and he could play it very, very easy, and he could cover with his hand more than the half of the guitar fret. I was like, oh, that's not fair. But what can you do? There are several possibilities. First of all, if you have a small hand and if you really struggle with it, if you have problems, take a look. You can for sure find a smaller guitar, and it could be a really, really, really good solution. A really good solution. No, done to play 65 millimeters, but maybe 63 or 62. There are many possibilities. You can find an instrument that suits better to your hands, and it will be very fast, easier to play for you. One thing. Another thing, you can take a look about fingering. Fingering, or if you can find any compromises when you play this or that piece. It depends a lot. I have made one episode on this theme, small hands. If you tip in YouTube, Ask Tatyana Small Hands, you will for sure find this episode, and there you will probably also find some other useful tips. So good luck, and think about another guitar, a smaller guitar. Next question. From Aret. Hi Tatyana, I started playing at 46. I'm 48 now. I tried 2 schools, but I wasn't satisfied. What do you suggest? Home practice or keep looking for a good school? Thank you for your time. Aret, I'm sure, as my personal opinion, I think it's always easier and better to learn an instrument when you have a teacher. But very important thing, if you have a good teacher. Bad teacher could bring you away from the instrument or away from a good technique and so on, and it could make you even more troubles than if you would have it by yourself. So I would recommend you very, very much to look for a good teacher, to speak maybe with somebody, to take a look on the internet if there are any recommendations, or if you can find any good guitarist in your near who also teaches. If it doesn't work, for example, with the area where you are living, we have internet, we have Skype. So nowadays you can get lesson more or less with everybody you want. If there is opportunity, you can even make Skype lessons. It works. So as I said, important is to have a good teacher, because good teacher can make your improvement be much, much faster and without any technical problems, without any problems for your hands and for your health. So it could be really, really helpful. So I would recommend you to look for a good teacher. There is one question in Spanish. I can try to read it in Spanish. I cannot Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I know probably just a few words, but I don't really speak Spanish. So it could be quite funny for everybody of you who has Spanish as mother tongue. Por favor, ¿podrías hablar de calentamiento y estiramiento para antes y después de las intervenciones? Gracias. For everybody just who doesn't understand Spanish as me, please could you talk about warming up and stretching before and after the intervention? Thank you. Great question. Very good question, Martin. I hope very much that you understand English. Warm up and stretching before practicing. For my opinion, it's extremely important. It's very important. Playing instrument is something like making sport, like being a sportsman. So no professional sportsman will ever run a marathon without warming up and making body ready. So the same thing we also need. I have my warm-up routine to keep it short. Simple exercises first to come in and to warm up a little bit fingers. Then I work on slurs. I have some scale exercises or coordination exercises. I use some arpeggio exercises. I make some tremolo exercises and rasguiado. That is my usual warm-up block. It takes around 15-20 minutes. It depends. When I have more time, then I make warm-up probably 30 minutes. The concrete information, concrete exercises for warm-up, you will find in my Ask Tatyana episode. If you take a look, for example, warm-up exercises by Ask Tatyana, or for example, exercises for the right hand, or for example, one of the latest episodes, my guitar exercise number 1. There is also one very, very helpful exercise for coordination. Beside this, beside warm up things, I also do stretchings, because I think they are also very important and they help us to keep our hands healthy and to work better and to get them more relaxed after hard practicing. What kind of stretching? Between several exercises, when you make a break, for example, when you get tired and after practicing you make a short break, you can make this kind of stretching. You put both hands together and then push it to the left and to the right, and then you can turn it, and once again. Another good exercise, what helps a lot, you stretch your left hand and you try to make with your hand something like 90 degree, and it stretches also very, very, very good the whole hand, like this, like that. Then with the right hand the same. You can do it against the wall, so you can imagine here is the wall, no? And you put your hand on the wall, then you can stretch it even better. And also some stretching exercises when you're laying down and you take your hands on this area and you just can turn your head on the left, on the right. It's also very, very good for both hands and shoulders and neck and everything. And it's good to do it before you start to practice, between your practicing sessions and after that. We go further. Today, so many, many great questions. Tobicus. From Tobicus, one question. Hey, Tatyana, any general advice on tremolo? Really appreciate it. Tobicus, to keep it short, tremolo should be fast, loud, and regular. 3 points you need to achieve. To practice it, I recommend to use different combinations in the right hand. The typical one is A, M, I, no? But you can also make A, I, M, or when you start with M finger, M, A, I, M, I, A, and the same with the I finger, A, M, I, A, M. All these combinations are good to practice at any exercise or short part of a piece, tremolo piece. It's very helpful. What is also good, practice it with an accent. When you make an accent, for example, on A, and then you play more relaxed M and I. More exactly or more detailed explanation on how to improve tremolo, you can also find in one of my episodes, Ask Tatyana episodes. If you look for tremolo, ask Tatyana, you will find there some tremolo exercises. Good luck. One question from Natalia. Natalia. Привет, Таня из Финляндии. Я смотрю твои видео уже много лет и мечтаю получить твои уроки. Мне 15 лет, и я 5 лет занимаюсь на гитаре. Как здорово. Во-первых, Наташа, спасибо огромное, что ты смотришь. Очень мне приятно читать, что ты уже много лет следишь за моим творчеством. И 5 лет занимаешься на гитаре. Это здорово, у тебя сейчас самый классный возраст, чтобы развиваться и добиваться, и стремиться к звездам, и получать удовольствие. Что касается уроков, поскольку ты живешь в Финляндии, а я живу в Германии, то самый простой вариант это был бы, наверное, Skype, особенно поскольку опыт гитары у тебя уже есть, ты не совсем новичок. Если тебе интересно насчет урока, напиши мне на мой e-mail, найдешь его на страничке tatyana-guitar.com. Там найдешь внизу email, адрес, куда ты можешь отправить твое сообщение с вопросом, запросом, и мы посмотрим, обсудим, договоримся насчет урока, если все подойдет. Буду рада. Another question from Alberto. When you try to concentrate, do you watch your fingers while playing or concentrate in the music, every note? It depends. It depends, Alberto. From time to time, it's different. Concentrate is more or less like general thing. There is also difference if I concentrate on memorization, if I concentrate myself on getting everything clean. If yes, then I take a look, of course, at my fingers. If it's about memorization, then I probably look away, or I try to visualize everything. I also look at my fingers. Or if I'm just reading this course and I would like to concentrate myself, then I look at this course. So it's very different. No? But anyway, to be concentrated is very important, because otherwise you cannot really improve and you cannot really get better. One question from Addameer. Wie oft soll ein Gitarrist üben, seine Performance zu erhalten? Das hängt davon ab, ob du ein Profi oder ein Hobbygitarrist bist. Das hängt davon ab, wie schnell du dich verbessern willst und so weiter. Ansonsten, ich finde lieber öfter und kürzer als einmal richtig lang. Also wir brauchen Kontinuität, wir brauchen Regelmäßigkeit. Deswegen, also wenn es nicht möglich ist, zum Beispiel 3 Stunden jeden Tag zu üben, dann übe lieber 1 Stunde, aber jeden Tag statt einmal in der Woche 7 Stunden am Stück. Das bringt nicht so viel. There is a question from Joe. Hi Tatyana, what do you advise to a person who begins to play at advanced age? Do you think it's possible to play correctly? Thank you for the pleasure you give to us who are so passionate. Thank you so much, Joe. Actually, it doesn't matter when you start. If you're a child or if you're in advanced age, more important is that you want to do it, that you burn for it, that you love music and you want to play an instrument. That is the most important thing. If I think it is possible to play correctly, of course, there are so many children who play wrong, or there are so many adults who play wrong or correct. It doesn't really matter which age you have, what age you have. Of course, when you start with 6 and you do it more or less professionally, you will be able to achieve a little bit higher level than when you start at 50 or 60. That's true. But there are many things, and if you don't want to do it professional, if you want to do it just like a hobby, it doesn't matter absolutely when you start. Important is that you have a good teacher who helps you and who takes care about your technique, takes care about your development, about your musical development. And important is to have a good structured practicing time, and then all doors are absolutely open. So everything what you want, you will achieve. Just do it. Percussive sound. Joel Oliveira. Hi Tatyana. About technique, my notes always sound like percussive sound. How can I fix my right hand? Percussive sound, that's strange. There could be several reasons for that. First of all, that could be a bad instrument that doesn't allow you to get a good sound out of it. The next point could be that your right hand, that you play with too much tension and too much pressure, that you use just too much power that you don't need. So first of all, I would recommend you to try to make your sound a little bit quieter. Try first to play a little bit quieter and listen if this percussion effect will disappear or if it will stay. Very high possible that it will disappear. If it doesn't happen and you even don't hear anything, then another reason could be that you have a wrong shape with your nails, or your nails are not good polished, or the way how you play the string are not optimal. It's really a great and huge topic, so it's not possible to cover all sides of it right now, but I have made some videos that would help you in this question. Take a look particularly at flying standing stroke. In my Ask Tatyana episode, it was 1 or 2 months ago, you will find they help how to produce a good sound, how really to make the guitar sounds good. And take a look also at my absolutely first episode, nails, shape care, and so on. They will also find some tips about nails. So good luck for you. Some other question. Джонни Ги. Есть какие-нибудь гитарные блогеры или каналы, которые можешь посоветовать? Сложный вопрос. Сложный вопрос, почему я не очень много нахожусь на просторах русского интернета, должна признаться, поскольку живу и работаю я в основном в Германии и в Европе, поэтому, скажем так, в гитарном российском мире я не очень хорошо ориентируюсь, поэтому, к сожалению, я тебе не могу подсказать конкретно. Я думаю, что в этом плане ты знаешь даже больше, чем я. Что касается, в принципе, блогеров и каналов, если речь идет про улучшение техники и какие-то трюки, это одно дело. А если речь идет, например, про музыку, либо про игру каких-то конкретных вещей, то я могу скорее посоветовать смотреть в том числе другие инструменты. Очень часто можно, несмотря на то, что мы гитаристы, можно почерпать большое-большое вдохновение, например, из видео, виолончельных видео, фортепианных видео, оркестровых, и получить совершенно другой взгляд на музыку, на восприятие музыки, на смысл музыки, на то, как это можно играть, либо как надо играть. В общем, смотри немножко широко, а что касается технических моментов, к сожалению, я тебе не могу там ничего подсказать, и Хорошо, наверняка, я не знаю, наверное, есть на русском языке хорошие блоги. Я могу себе представить, что как бы на английском языке, к сожалению, наверное, выбор будет больше. Вот поэтому в этом плане, конечно, имеет смысл учить английский и смотреть в том числе на английских сайтах, тогда как бы размер и размах будет немножко другой, и будут другие взгляды. So let's take a look. What question do you also have from Ken? From Ken Truitt. You wrote that I skipped your question, and you thought it was a really good question. Ken, if it would be possible, I would answer all of your questions, but unfortunately it's not possible, and they come so many of them, and of course try to pick some of them. So, but to your question, is it possible to develop do you try to damp notes after the duration has elapsed? Yes, no, it depends. If you have, for example, the very clear change of harmony, yes, you need to damp it. Especially when we are talking about bass notes or accompaniment notes. If you have a pause or a break, of course, we need to damp it. If we are talking about melody, it's not always the case. It depends. It depends really if the phrase is over or which emotion should this melody transfer in the moment. So it could be different from time to time, but in general, harmony or even rests, there are the points where you always need to take care and to damp the strings. One question from Tom. Are there general rules about the position of the thumb? I recently found out that it is important. Position of the thumb. Yes. Why yes? Because it's a general question of right hand position. And when we talk about right hand, there are actually so many different thoughts and theories and schools, and that you will find really a great amount of different points of views. My personal point of view that I learned in my study time, I started to play in a different way. Then I changed to this position, and I'm absolutely happy with that, and I'm sure that it's a good one. It's something when you put your right hand down, absolutely relaxed, it's just hanging there, and then you take it in that way back. It's actually how your hand will look like. No? So it's more relaxed. I didn't change here. I don't make like this. I don't make like that. So just a very relaxed position that I take back on the guitar. And when I put my fingers on third, second, first, and sixth string, all the fingers have automatically the perfect position for play. So it looks more or less like that. Your thumb is a little bit more far away than your RE finger, so it's not like that, but it's also not like that, the typical Segovia position. It's more natural one, it's a good one. For this position, you have many possibilities to play with a good thumb. And you can also play with a flash. If you need, you can take out the more strung way. So there are many possibilities. I'm always for something that is as ergonomical as possible, as natural as possible, and that cause possibly less tension. Okay, let's take a look. The time is running like crazy. But I think few questions we will manage. The question from Tiago. Hi Tatyana, technical question. How do you play in superior positions, like 12th position forward, and keep the less possible angle in the left hand? I think there are not so many possibilities, Tiago, because 12th and 13th and so on positions are extremely unnatural, extremely difficult. So to play there and to feel absolutely relaxed, it's not possible. One thing, perfect thing, if you have cut out, then it helps enormously. But when we talk about classical guitar, usually you don't have any cutout, so you need to fight a little bit. And in this case, you need to take a look. Thanks God, we have 12th position and higher only for a short time. So you don't play the whole time here. If it would be, we would get very fast big problems with the hand. So the answer is probably quite easy. You need to take care that your thumb is very close to other fingers, so don't keep it there, it's too far. Take a little bit more closer, and in that way you just need to take care that the sound as good as possible as you need it there. And so you have enough pressure in the left hand. And about angle, unfortunately it's almost not possible to get less angle here. It doesn't work. Here it's okay, 11th, 10th position. 12th, not really. Only decision or only solution cut out. So let's take a look. There is also many questions. One question, I think we can answer it first. Angela, when is going to be next episode of Ask Tatyana? Next week, next Friday. There will be a regular episode on my YouTube channel, Ask Tatyana. Very interesting, very important topic about melody and accompaniment, something absolutely basic and absolutely necessary for everybody, for each piece, for any kind of music. So something really important, and you can see it already next Friday. Otherwise, the next Ask Tatyana live, like today chat, it will be in next month, December. I need to take a look, but usually it was the third Friday. I hope it will not be Christmas yet, so we can make it. There is Rashni. Greetings from California. Are you planning to come to the United States anytime? If so, how can I contact you to arrange a presentation? Thank you. Thank you very much, Rashni. It's really something like we are planning to make our first US tour in 2020, maybe spring. Of course, if you have any suggestions or if you would like to arrange something, it would be better if you could contact my manager. The best way to contact him through email, and it's info@tatyana-guitar.com. There you can write and we will be happy to contact you. Something else from Tom Brown. Could you mention again where you're from and how long you have been playing? Thanks again for connecting this service. I'm from Belarus. I was born there and I moved away when I was 19 to study in Germany. Now I live and work in Germany mostly. And how long I have been playing? Oh, I play since I was 10 years. When I was 10 years old, I started to play guitar, and then it was a great love. From Bullwhip Johnson. Good morning from USA. Do you play any other musical styles or do you specialize in classical? Yes, I do. I do play other styles, and currently we have one absolutely amazing project running, Tatyana and the Gentleman. If you still didn't see it, I recommend you to go immediately after our live chat and to check Tatyana and the Gentleman video on my YouTube channel. Some kind of crossover project, and we mix their styles, classic, pop, and jazz. And we made in this year our debut concert, and we're absolutely excited about the result. It was huge success, and we want to continue planning to make a new CD, and that is something that's really makes me feel happy. Neoclassical music. There was a question from Olivier. Can you tell us something about Thomas Müller-Piering and his way of teaching? I hope Thomas is not looking right now. No, it's just a joke. Thomas, I really started in Weimar, in Germany, for 4 years. And I must say everything that I have learned in Weimar in this time by Thomas Müller-Piering, made me as a musician. It was one part of me was created in Belarus by other teachers, and another part of me, important part of me, was created under influence of Thomas. He's actually an absolutely amazing person. He is very kind. He is very delicate. He is very diplomatic. He will never say something directly if he doesn't like it. So he is really very kind with you. And but on the other hand, he's amazing, absolutely amazing teacher and amazing player. That is what I appreciated most of all. And he gave me all my knowledge about good sound, about stable technique, about the technical nuances, about stylistic, why classical period of music should be played different as romantic or as Baroque music. He knows so much, and he can transfer all his knowledge in such a great and very friendly way. It was something special, and I appreciated very much all the knowledge that I got from him. And so if you have a possibility to study with Thomas, go there. So we are already a little bit over the time. I just fly now through the questions. If I can pick something, maybe the last one. There was just a comment from Energy. Таня, я люблю ваше творчество, песни ваши прекрасные. Спасибо огромное, Сергей, спасибо большое. Я знаю, что вы один из самых верных слушателей и последователей моего творчества. Спасибо огромное, очень ценю все ваши комментарии, очень ценю, что вы смотрите, слушаете меня, что вы подключаетесь к живой презентации. Очень-очень это ценю. Вы сегодня в том числе задавали вопрос насчет русского языка. Когда я буду говорить по-русски, как только приходят вопросы на русском, я сразу же переключаюсь на русский. Иначе вопросы на английском, соответственно, ответы на английском. Еще раз спасибо вам огромное за то, что вы следите за моим творчеством, за ваши комментарии. Очень-очень ценю. Спасибо. So, the last one, the really last one. Maybe this one from Jose. My book taught me to use rest stroke when possible for right hand. Is rest stroke used at your level of play? Yes. There are also different schools, and different points of view at this topic about breaststroke. Usually, I can say about my experience and about my opinion. As soon as you play in duo or in any kind of ensemble, and you have only, for example, melody or a single line to play, it's good to use breaststroke, because in this way you can go better through. You will have more power, and with other instruments, it could be very helpful. When you're playing alone and when you play more complicated pieces, usually breaststroke distracts more than it helps, because of the breaststroke we damp our neighbor's string, and it could be that the chord that should sound, they disappears too fast, or you are not able to keep 2 or 3 voices parallel to each other. So you need to take a look. Sometimes it's good to make breaststroke, to make one note be special, and then it's really helpful. But if you play something with arpeggio or complicated chords, it's not so really useful, not so helpful. And there are many different possibilities how you can make stronger sound, or to take the melody out without playing breaststroke. I can admit this question from Charisma. Hi, what is the best advice you can give to a 10 years old girl to learn music? The best advice would be learn it. Learn it. You will enjoy it. You will discover so many great things. Find somebody who inspires you a lot. Follow this person and share your passion with this person, and get all the support you can get. And when you're 10 years old, you can really get all the support you need from your parents, from your friends, from your teacher, from everybody. Everybody will support you, and you have such a great age, and you can achieve in this age so much. Just enjoy it, do it, and you will make something really, really great with it. So, my dears, I'm very sorry our time runs so fast and we are already at the end. I'm very sorry for all the questions that I didn't manage to answer today. There were once again so many of them, and that it's absolutely, absolutely great and amazing. And I very much appreciate your attention and your time, that you share this time together with me, and that you join me, and that you switch today to this live session. Thank you so much for being here. As I said, next Friday, there will be a new episode of Ask Tatyana. Very important topic, very interesting topic. And then in the next month, we continue. We will have once again practicing live, something really, really special. Not for everybody, only for those who join our Patreon family, something really exclusive. We are on www.patreon.com, Tatyana. You will find a real live streaming of my real practicing session. So how I usually practice, you can take a look at my fingers, which exercises I do, how long, which problems do I have, what I cannot play, what I can play, how I manage all the problems, and so forth and so on. You can join me there. It's very, very easy. And beside of this, we have a lot of great information on Patreon, something that is only there, not open for everybody. But you can join our family. We have very, very, very good and kind people there. So I enjoy it very much. It will be on the first Friday of December, this practicing live. Beside this, there will be new music video in December. Coming soon, something really, really special, and I'm already very excited to share it with you. in December, and Ask Tatyana Live is also planned for the next month in December. If it's used very well, it will be once again the third Friday of the month. And I wish you today have a good day, have a good evening, night, wherever you are right now. It was once again a great pleasure to have you today, to speak to you today, and to read all your comments. I didn't manage to do it yet, but now when we finish, I go once again all of them through. And thank you so much for being here, for writing me, for talking with me, and hope to see you very soon. Have a great day, and bye. See you next time. Bye.